So the theme of this podcast is investing through the chaos.
Okay.
Right? So how do you make money when there is chaos in the world? And in the last 12 months, it has been non-stop chaos.
Right.
So let's start with that and give me a quick download of what is happening right now as we're shooting in this episode.
So as we are shooting this, the biggest thing that is happening is, of course, the Iran war peace deal, which has been going on and off for like 2 months now. And Shehbaz Sharif just 2 days ago tweeted ki, finally a deal has been reached and they're going to sign it in Switzerland in 2 days on the day of shooting we are talking about. And that will probably bring an end to this war. But here's the thing. He tweeted it before Trump tweeted it.
Okay.
And that's a very risky move to make. What if Trump didn't follow through and then you would have been like holding a bag of garbage where he's acting as mediator between two parties and none of them acknowledge it. But he took that risk. It played off because Iran for the first time also confirmed it. Now, one factor which everybody misses is Israel. Because this was a US-Israel axis attacking Iran. So US has confirmed, he has confirmed it multiple times. Iran has also finally confirmed. In Israel, there's an absolute moment where like, why is this being allowed to happen?
Okay, so Israel is not happy with this.
Israel is definitely not happy because they don't want this war to be over for now. For the first time, let's say in a country, everybody's pro-war. That's Israel. They don't want this war to stop till Iran has completely run out of any kind of ammunition to make any kind of nukes. So in this entire chaos, they are going to probably sign the deal. And even after the deal is signed, they might go back on it. And we might see, shooting start again because that was happened last year.
Yeah.
So I believe this entire chaos is done to prop up the stock markets in such a way that the Anthropic and OpenAI IPOs can go on smoothly. And only once the earliest investors in OpenAI, in Anthropic, in SpaceX have made them money, and then they can allow the market to collapse. Also, we all keep talking about Anthropic, OpenAI, SpaceX IPO, but what we miss is Google almost also had a second IPO. How is that possible? Google recently raised $85 billion by selling its equity for the first time since June 2005. You tell me the most cash-rich company on earth needed to sell equity to raise $85 billion. And by the way, SpaceX raised $75 billion. So the amount of money Google raised was almost same as the amount of money SpaceX raised by doing an IPO. And hold your breath, out of those $85 billion, nearly $30 billion would be used to pay employee taxes. There are companies who would do every kind of trick in the book to not pay taxes. And now they're selling their company to pay taxes.
Why?
Exactly, because they know they're at peak valuations. This is the best time to exit. And we had seen this script play out during the dot-com bubble as well. Larry Ellison had sold his stocks at the peak of dot-com bubble to pay taxes. And then there was an insider trading case against him because he had seen, he had an indicator of the earnings of Oracle. He knew when these earnings would go public, the stocks would crash, and that triggered the dot-com bubble crash. So before the report became public of lower than expectations earning, Larry Ellison sold his stock. It only gives one explanation that they know it's at peak, best to get out right now. And markets need to be sustainable, not just for Google, for SpaceX, but also for Anthropic and OpenAI. Because if this stock crashes, SpaceX stock, the way Tesla crashed, like Tesla opened on $17, at bell close it was at $23, but 1 year later, it was trading at $5. Adjust that for stock splits, it is nearly $1. So Tesla stock crashed very hard. If the same thing happens to SpaceX, Anthropic and OpenAI IPO will either be delayed or it will be completely put off.
Yeah.
Because why would they want to raise money in a market which is dying? They would want to raise money at cuckoo valuations.
Yes.
Which is what is happening in the world of AI. And this Iran thing keeps coming like out of syllabus. Like, why can't you guys just chill? Let us just exit. Let us make our money. Let us dump it on the retail investors and let them be left with holding a bag of garbage.
SpaceX IPO just happened.
Yes.
And this happened after the news was announced that US and Iran are going
No. It happened while the war was going on.
While the war is going. But they still did a blockbuster IPO.
Absolute blockbuster IPO. They had the right... They had everything going on. But if you know SpaceX IPO, I don't think these valuations are justified unless you have extreme high hopes that market will keep going up.
Yeah.
And that's what, by the way, happened in 1920s. Everybody in 1920s thought that they have, found out this infinite money glitch.
Yeah.
That's is the stock market.
Yeah.
You buy it at 10, 100% you're getting out at 20.
Yeah.
In fact, what we have buy now, pay later scheme, there was a president of Citigroup, I'm forgetting his name. He invented almost like a buy now, pay later thing for retail investors in 1920s.
To invest in the markets.
Yes. Like you have $1, you have $2, I will leverage the rest. You invest $100. Then you make 200. Give me my 100, you pocket $102 by investing just $2.
Brokerage apps are doing this, right?
Yes, we are at the same place.
Yeah.
They are offering you money. I'm not taking any platform names, but within the platform, okay, we are giving you pre-approved loan of 10 lakh rupees. What would you do from a pre-approved loan on a brokering platform? You would invest in that.
Yeah.
But the promise of ever long, ever bull market would be like, no matter how much you invest, you'll make more because the markets always go up. This is such a parallel. So they need the markets to go up maybe before the smart money has made its move and it has exited. And everybody knows this. This SpaceX IPO was an exit strategy for the earliest investors.
True. In fact, as on the day that we are speaking, since the IPO, it's been what? Almost 4-5 days?
Yeah, it's gone up.
It's up 30% up.
Yes.
So when retail investors are looking at this, like I was looking at it and I was like, yes, before the IPO, I was like, this is overvalued. I'm not going to buy this. I'm going to lose money. Retail investors are going to be dumb. And I'm looking at my screen. It's 30% up. I'm like, shit. If I had put 1 crore, I'd have made 30 lakhs in 1 week. That's how I'm thinking now.
Everybody's
going to be thinking like this.
Yes,
so that's how it grows.
Yes.
Right? It builds and a lot of people start putting in money.
Yep. And the rule changes that they made, like SpaceX IPO would now be allowed in NASDAQ 100 in a period of, I think, 15 days. Initially, that period used to be 3 months.
Yeah.
It'll be allowed in NASDAQ 100 in 15 days. Now, if you have an index fund tracker, you are invested in index, whether you want it or not, you will be purchasing SpaceX IPO.
Yes.
And where is the most of the pension money of US people?
In these indexes.
In these index funds. So even if they don't want SpaceX, they are buying SpaceX.
Yeah.
And you know what is the worst time to buy a stock? When your taxi driver is talking about it.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about SpaceX IPO. In fact, there's a very good anecdote. John F. Kennedy's father, I think his name was Robert Kennedy. He said that he got to know about the 1929 crash is going to come when the shoe shining boy was giving him stock tips. That's when I realized it's bonkers. Like when everybody's getting greedy, you step back, you sell. And when everybody's panicking, you get aggressive. Warren Buffett said something like that.
Right. But then the question is that at the end of the day, it's like a momentum, right? And money can be made in momentum as well. So the question is, how long will this circus last? Because Anthropic is yet to come, OpenAI is yet to come.
Yes.
So the question in retail investors, because today retail investors have become smart, right? A lot of people understand that, okay, these things are being dumped on us.
Yes.
But even then they'll be like, let's put 1 lakh, let's put 2 lakh. Because since everybody's investing, I will make money. They are thinking that I will be the smart one who gets off before the dumb money comes.
Yes.
But they're all dumb money chasing the next dumb money, right? So the question is, how long can this rally last? What is your thesis?
Nobody can tell you when a bubble will pop because that's what precisely makes it a bubble.
Yeah.
We are all like Cinderellas hoping to get out at midnight, dancing in a room which has no clock. Nobody can precisely tell you. You can just look at fundamentals, you just look at indicators and you can be like, ha bhai. And you know what? Human psychology is not that different. When the first bubble popped, which was the Dutch tulip syndrome, you know about that?
Yes.
So what was happening? There were people who would, putting in the life saving and making 3x in a week. Trading on what? The Dutch tulips. At some point, somebody just realized they're just tulips, man.
Yeah.
And what the FOMO was like, there's an aristocratic woman, there's a lady who used to work in his home, and now she's attending, let's say, an opera, and the cleaning lady has a better seat than her. Because she made money in that momentum. Imagine the FOMO that will give. Like one successful story will invite hundreds more applications. But all it takes is one panic selling. One massive panic selling. Because you know what? Financial fires spread faster than forest fires.
Glad you made it till here. If this gave you even one idea to improve your finances, send it to a friend. Helping them might just make you the smartest person in their group chat. And don't miss the full episode on Finance with Sharan. There's a lot more where this came from.